Welcome back, fellow travelers. In today's episode, we're going to dive deep into the topic of how AI is going to impact industries such as the legal, marketing, and the advertisement industry. And joining us on this topic, we have an amazing guest, Hakob, who is the visionary CEO and founder of HackTech. HackTech is not just riding the waves of digital transformation, they're creating it. They offer tailored AI solutions and custom software engineer to help skyrocket productivity. Hakob's expertise is pushing the boundaries for the legal and marketing sectors have made him a sought-after voice in this digital transformation. So Hakob, welcome to the show. We're excited to have you. I think you're also joining us from Armenia. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Thanks, Steve. Thanks for being back.
Absolutely. Welcome to the show. So tell us a little bit about what HackTech does and how you became CEO of this amazing company.
Yeah, actually, I founded the company when I was 19 years old. So I was studying in the second year in my university, and I decided that I need to start a software engineering firm. So it makes us already 9 years, and during 9 years, we reached from a single man company to a team of 80 professionals. And what HackTech does and the way we position ourselves, that we are not a traditional like outsource or outstaff agency. What we do is engineering partnership. So we with this pretty big team, like 80 people, we have right now just 9 clients. So for each clients, we have a dedicated team, full cycle engineering from idea, like from product management, business analyst to actual development, design, DevOps, all the stuff together. And what makes the most sense in this model for me is that our team is kind of becoming part of our client's team, and like just being motivated by the impact they make on our client's project, which is a very big driver in IP. And by our logic, we are like industry agnostic, but it just happened the way that we accumulated so much knowledge in legal and like marketing and advertising industry that right now it's main our focus in terms of digital transformation.
That's incredible. I know that that AI has definitely been riding a wave, and we've started to see its transformation starting to occur, and even some disruptions that we're starting to see kind of in different industries and industries and different segments. So walk us through a little bit kind of what you're seeing from, let's just say, advertisement and marketing. How is AI really kind of playing a role in transforming these very kind of, you can think of them as traditional, very legacy type of, industries?
Yeah, I think it's just becoming like you either adopt AI, use AI, or you'll be out of the market very soon. And it doesn't mean that you need to like use AI in every part of your business. It's more about using it right way to boost your productivity. Like for me, if I talk to a company now, and I'm sure like it will be everyone in 1-2 years, when you talk to a company and ask like how guys you leverage AI, if the answer is like we don't use AI, then you look at these companies that they are at least 20-30% less productive than their competitors. And like leveraging AI doesn't mean that everyone should go and build their own AI solution. It can be like just learning how to properly prompt and talk to GPT, because it's not so easy. You need to learn this. So it's for me, it's kind of like using the internet. So if you are not using an internet, you can't be in any industry now. The same is happening to marketing and advertising industries. And if you are a product, like you have a marketing or advertising product, then you need to adopt AI as a solution in every part of your business, because like from creating creatives to measuring the success metrics, because AI is not just like GPT, not just conversational. So check how your campaigns are running, automatically adjust the campaigns. All these is because of AI. I believe everyone should implement it.
Yeah, I would think that with marketing, there's a real push towards, a really big push in marketing towards more personalization. There's more things around data analytics. There's more things around trying to build more creative and interactive customer engagements. And I really think that, I think I see the data is starting to move this way too, is that there's the marketing companies are starting to, they need to embrace kind of an AI first strategy. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. But again, like they don't need to fully rely on AI, because it will kill the personalization if you like just use GPT to write like copy and send it to people. They will not read because even from the first line, you can understand that this is AI generated. Like, so it's all about using AI in a right way, like still putting effort on creating your campaigns, creating your copies, but using AI whenever it's best, whenever it can give the most value.
Hmm. So it definitely okay. So we need to. I think that there's kind of a crawl, walk, run type of perspective, right? Is that I think it starts with educating the right type of the right type of AI and being very prescriptive about how it's being used with things that are customer facing. I think that's where you're trying to go, right? Okay. And what have you been seeing? I know in terms of kind of, when you're getting involved with certain customers in these industries, are you seeing is it that there's a lack of adoption due to lack of understanding in how AI works or understanding and expertise with an AI? Where do you start to kind of see more of a skill or a technical deficiency with them kind of moving forward with an AI approach?
Yeah, actually, for me, some of these industry companies having like CTO or CIO, even if they don't have a product, even if they don't have like internal software, they still have this role to keep them up to date with technology. And in this case, it is much easier because these people understand the value. These people know that at some point they need to build something for them. And the other scenario where the founder or CEO is not technical, you need to do a lot of job to educate them, sometimes calculate like return on investment. So, hey, like you are losing 20% of productivity here, and we build these custom software or we implement this AI solution for you, then like in a month or in 6 months or in a year, we will cover your costs. So the way we typically work when starting a new relationship with this type of company, we deploy just a product manager. So product manager spends a month or two with their company, sees all their day-to-day processes, and then comes up with a product solution that will solve their needs.
That's interesting. Talk to me a little bit about, what you're seeing across the C-suite. I know you mentioned CIO and CTO. Those tend to kind of be more of the technology and information leaders with inside of an organization. Do you see organizations that don't have CTOs or CIOs that have the right type of expertise? I mean, is that typically where HackTech comes in? Talk to me a little bit about how you kind of bridge these two roles together with this new kind of disruptive form of technology.
Yeah, that's exactly what HackTech does. If a company is not having a CTO, they need to go to digital transformation. It's very hard because you can't just hire like even senior developers and expect that something will be built. You need the domain knowledge, you need the tools, expertise, all these that CTO usually brings to the table. And with HackTech, that's what we bring to the table. So we are not just outstaffing, because for me, outstaffing is not an IT business, it's more an HR business. So we are not just deploying like saying all developers, we are deploying the team who knows the processes. Well, everyone in HackTech aligned with the processes that we are working, and they are coming with these processes and implementing it to the customers, clients, company.
Mhm. What are you seeing, and kind of get to dovetailing back here is, I want to work through, kind of the role of AI in startups. I know we talked about CTOs and CIOs. We see how most established companies kind of in the space have kind of got a very mature C-suite of your board of directors. But when you think about startups, they're trying to get a product out to the market pretty quickly, right? So they're trying to scale for growth and efficiency. What do you see as some potential pitfalls when it comes to startups when they start to leverage things like AI? Where do you start to see some of them not really hitting their mark?
Yeah, actually, again, here there are two types of AI. One is just actually a couple of levels, not just two. Like first level is just leveraging the GPT APIs or any other model APIs to bring some AI components into your product. Like it doesn't matter if you are an AI startup or any other industry startup. I mean, if you have a text box where someone should type something, it's a very low hanging fruit to integrate GPT and give the user possibility to generate that automatically. Next level is prompt engineering to like deeper understand how all it works and come up with a prompts that will give the most value. And the other level is like training the models itself, getting the most value of it if you have a big data. And the other layer will be like going and creating your own models on top of some open source models.
Hmm. And that's interesting. You mentioned data modeling, and I wanted to, and I really wanted to kind of double click on this one here. Is and this is just maybe just kind of helping our audience just understand a little bit more. Is if you've got an idea with a startup, right? They're leveraging some sort of large language model. They're leveraging some sort of AI. Where do they get the data to start doing the data modeling? Where does that typically tend to come from, right? Where do they leverage that same type of the amount of data, or do they not?
Now,
They don't use the data.
yeah, most AI startup does it. And I was making this joke. I was recently in a big conference like Web Summit in Qatar, and like I would say 80% of startups were having an AI next to their company name. So it's like something AI, and you see that everyone is just leveraging the APIs and calling it an AI product, which actually is an AI. It's just a software that's using like basic integrations. So most of the companies, because like for very basic model training, you will need at least like, let's say if it's a conversational API, and you will need 10,000 conversations, and not every company at all. For something like more, to get a better result, you will need like hundreds of thousands of them. So most companies just either do APIs, or if they are like having stronger skills, they are doing some prompt engineering.
Hmm. So, what do you think that the three key? What would you say are three key are three key assets that a startup needs to be successful when they're looking to leverage things like AI, and not just basically saying, "Hey, we're X company, and then we've got AI next to it." What do you start to see, and when you evaluate startups in terms of kind of three key components that they need to have in order for them to say, "There's a potential for you to have great success," or you're just never going to go anywhere?
Yeah, actually, first of all, again, if it's a technological startup and they want to adopt AI, they need to have a CTO. It's a must. Like they need to have someone who understands. First of all, do they need AI or not? Because sometimes you can just go train models and do all these complex stuff and millions of dollars, while you can just use some open source model. And we saw a lot of things after this AI hype. A lot of startups who were doing their internal engineering, like doing some complex researches, and their own business model and all investments that they were getting was related to these core AI research. And then something like from these giant tech companies, something open source coming and killing their business. So it happened a lot. Like many companies before GPT became available to everyone, many companies were doing researches in a lower scale and getting investment to these researches. But then with GPT, like I guess 90% of them just get out of the market. So the first is having proper tech team there. Second, understanding the vision, making sure like you need that AI solutions, you need that to go and actually research, do the research in that field. And the third one, just check that there nothing exists in that space, nothing these tech giants are doing in that space.
It definitely seems okay. So you definitely got to have the right leadership in place to kind of help steer and kind of course correct, kind of where the vision is actually going to where the vision is going to be, and then setting the journey for how we're going to achieve that as an organization. Sounds like those are some key differentiators every startup needs to have is that key leadership here. I wanted to kind of just dovetail back into the topic around AI's influence around the legal industry. I know that there's a lot of potential for AI to disrupt traditional type of legal practices. What are you seeing from this particular angle when it comes to leveraging AI with regards to legal industry, legal type of contracts, or even if in fact if it's just kind of mixing these two together? Is it a good combination, or is it you start to see that there might be some other way that this might go?
Yeah, actually, legal industry is being affected with AI. And again, it's not going to change people. It's not going to replace human, but it's going to make them more productive. Starting from like just research that any paralegal should do on their daily job, from to creating contracts, creating some documents. And we have a very successful case study right now working with a big immigration law company who is dealing with O1, H1B visas. If you know, it's a like very complex, like kind of 500-600 pages of PDF per applicant, and they are handling it in a scale. And we started working with them about 2 years ago, we come up with a custom software which accumulated all the data locally when using AI, just streamlining the processes. They get the data from petitioners, etc., etc. And with this AI hack, we started to automate a lot of, I think like 50-60% of the petition can be automated by AI, and then just immigration specialist or attorney take a look, approve, and send to the like signature. So, and this is just one example from immigration law, but it's applicable to any law practice.
You would think that, at least I know I probably would think that, leveraging things to be able to look at things within legal, such as looking at things such as, contracts, and then looking at things such as, keywords to be able to look at and assess certain levels of risks within contracts. I know you mentioned H-1Bs and visas and things like that. There's a lot of documents that has to source through. So I think AI is a great application there. Where do you see as a potential pitfall when it comes to AI? Where do you see that there needs to be some sort of boundary or guardrail where you might need to have some sort of kind of human interaction to kind of say, hey, I need to make a call on the field. This was a false positive on AI's part, or where do you kind of see this?
Yeah, again, like for example, O1 or H1B is super important. Like for some people, it's like life's important thing. So what we are doing, every part of AI generated text should be checked by attorney or immigration specialist. So AI is doing a lot of mistakes. Again, it's helping you to boost productivity, but you can't just ask AI to generate the 600 pages of petition for you, and you hope that you will be approved. So whatever AI doing in any industry where there is a like importance to be always correct, it should always pass through the human.
So, okay, so that's where I was getting. So, yeah, so it seems like you're offloading the undifferentiated heavy lifting to the AI model to do kind of more of the work of the analysis, maybe more of the consensus mechanism, where it kind of then gives you some sort of predictive outcome, and then kind of that last check or verification kind of goes through an attorney or somebody that then looks at everything to kind of says, yes, this basically does look good, does look accurate, or no, this was completely inaccurate. We need to run it through an AI model again. So there definitely needs to kind of be human element or the human in the room, so to speak, to make that last verification on whether or not this is good or good decision or bad decision, right? Okay. Now, also, I want to kind of touch on the part of, I go back to this again in marketing is, I am very, very curious as to kind of see where we start to see future trends with AI and market driven strategies. What are you seeing from your perspective in this space? Have you had a chance to work with a customer or a client where they've been able to say, hey, we've taken the traditional model of marketing and advertisement and we've been able to completely game change it using AI strategies? Have you seen
Yeah.
that yet?
No, no, not yet. Actually, I think marketing will be changed totally, because the way we look at the content right now, it will be changed totally in a couple of years, because uh, we see the content, a piece of content like just posting on LinkedIn, right? We used to read all of it. Now you lose trust towards LinkedIn posts, because I can go and now post about like astrophysics that I don't have any knowledge about it. And the same is starting to happen to creatives like images, and same thing starting to happen to videos. So all these things which make a huge difference in marketing. For example, if you want to bring bigger attention, you should create a video, and it takes a lot of effort, and it resonates with the higher views. In nowadays, it's becoming just accessible to everyone. So I believe there will be a huge shift how we look at the content, how content attracts us. In terms of like our clients using AI to make their sales and marketing strategies better, right now we are working on an AI product which already, like in 8 months, we created a POC which already able to replace low level sales team. So basically, as soon as the lead is coming to the CRM, the bot is able to start the conversation itself, go to the booking. Actually, it's like sport industry class booking type of CRM, actually push to the booking. And when it sees that there is a positive answer that, hey, yeah, I want to book this class tomorrow at 8 p.m., it will go back to the CRM, book the class. So it completely replaced these low quality salespeople that were not able to close the leads.
Hmm. Interesting. I know you mentioned around content creation not being authentic or being inauthentic, and I think that's kind of a concern. Is you don't know whether or not whoever generated the content actually has the credentials to be actually doing that. What can we do in terms of from either whether it's from maybe some cryptographic keys to maybe NFTs or some sort of kind of way to kind of encrypt or digitally sign something as an authentic creator. Are you seeing that as well? Do you start to hear this from people saying, as we start moving into marketing and advertisement, we need to find a way to protect our brand to make sure that it's authentic and we've digitally signed that?
Yeah, it's becoming very popular, like this digital signage, because like I can just take a video of any celebrity, like 30-minute talk, create an AI generated video of any content, and right now, like I guess 70% of people will not understand that it's fake, and in a very few future, it will be so realistic that maybe 95% of people will think that it's real. So this digital signage, these things that can able to understand deep fakes and sign them is getting very popular. And also like in terms of just regular context like LinkedIn, Google Calls, all of them starting to pull some logic there to be able to understand the AI generated content and just rank it very low. So you can just go and create 30 log posts in your website with AI, hoping that Google will raise your SEO rank. It will not work.
What would you say would be things that everyday listeners need to be aware of when it comes to AI generated content?
I think they just need to take a look at how deep the context is. For example, for me, if I see a couple of keywords like delving into the something, there are just keywords that if you use AI daily, it's very easy to understand if this context was written by AI or not. Other than that, just you need to analyze and filter how deep is the context. So that's how Google Bots working as well. If it goes to your blog post, it has an ability to understand if it's deep research, deep technical, unique content or not. So the same thing should our brains do. If you see content that like very AI, then you just need to ignore it.
Yeah, I definitely see that where there's that you start to see similarities amongst different language models that kind of produce certain type of keywords or phrases that you kind of hit on, and if you've seen it and you kind of know it, you go, well, that's definitely written by AI. It's definitely AI generated, not authentic, and things like that. What is your outlook when it comes to kind of looking forward at what's your advice for certain type of startups or even some founders who are trying to journey on this navigation within AI? How do you stay ahead of the competition with these technical advancements? What's your message for them?
Yeah, first of all, it's very hard because if you are like daily checking AI news, it's growing so fast that you can just spend a couple of months on some research and then see that it became an open source, killing completely your business. So it's just predicting the future, trying to understand what is going to become a mainstream. Like if you are trying to create, for example, voice cancellation thing, I think what will be your unique proposition when it becomes an open source. It's very hard. It's not easy, but that's what every AI founder should do to understand what will be their advantage compared to the others, and also be very specific to industry because I see recently that startups who are very specific are doing much better job than the startups who are trying to cover everything and actually not covering anything in the quality that will attract users.
Yeah, so they're basically going too broad. They're too broad. They need to go deeper, right? You can't cover everything. You need to have a very hyper focus on a particular niche. You need to have something that is actually solving a real world problem, basically, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you want to build the text generation startup, then you need to find a niche. For example, like if you want your product to like create perfect LinkedIn post, then you need to concentrate only on that, understand all the aspects of it, and go on that way. Only that way you can beat ChatGPT, Lima, all these other models in competition.
Yeah, what do you think about the new Facebook model with the was it the Llama 3 that's just recently come out? They're talking about how it's going to be like the Chat GPT and OpenAI killer. What's your perspective on that? I've not had a chance to dive into it, so I wanted to ask an expert. So what's your thoughts on this new Llama 3?
I haven't tried it in engineering level yet, so I can't tell too much, but it looks very promising. And considering all the data Facebook has, and this huge data, it has the chances to beat like GPT in terms of conversational AI. For example, like Microsoft definitely will be stronger in old generation because it owns the GitHub, so it has access to all the codes to train the model. Facebook has access to all these conversations, so it will have the possibility to beat them in conversational level.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I know that everyone's watching and everyone's kind of waiting to see kind of, what's the next big wow factor. What are some things that you're working on at HackTech that you're very passionate about? What do you see on your radar over the next 12 months?
Yeah, we are now fully concentrated again on digital transformation type of things because it's super interesting to go to the company, traditional legacy company, find out where you can give the biggest value to increase the performance and start working from there. And our main target right now are like legal and marketing agencies, just because except having all these engineering skills, we also have a very strong domain knowledge there, which is very important.
That's incredible. And for our listeners, where can they follow you to gain more insights, on HackTech and on your travels and your amazing journey through this incredible landscape that we're navigating today? Where can folks follow you?
Yeah, LinkedIn. I'm very active in LinkedIn. I would say 24/7 in LinkedIn. So yeah, that's the best place to find and chat with me.
I really appreciate this. Thank you so much, Hakob. I really appreciate our discussion today. Really enjoyed diving into this topic with you. I know our listeners are so more informed than that. Now that they've had a chance to kind of understand a little bit more around AI marketing, advertisement, and how it's going to change the legal field. Would definitely love to have you on as a guest on our show again. And again, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're all the way out in Armenia. So it's very late in the evening for you there. But again, thank you for taking time to come on the show. Really much appreciate your insights on this topic.
Thanks, Steve. I enjoyed it.
Thank you so very much for joining us on today's show. Join us next time as we venture into the realms of technology. And until then, stay curious, stay informed, and most of all, happy travels.
Thanks so much for listening to the Tech Travels Podcast with Steve Woodard. Please tune in next time and be sure to follow us and subscribe on the Apple Podcast and Spotify platforms. We'll see you next time.